it's KK. What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video. Today's video is going to be my Instagram 101. I love Instagram, especially creating content for Instagram. I get questions about how I take my Instagram photos, what equipment I use, how I edit my Instagram photos, how I plan my Instagram photos, and so many questions just revolving around my Instagram content. So I'm going to cover all of that in today's video. At the very end, I'll be sharing some tips on how to grow your Instagram and grow a following if you're an aspiring influencer or content creator. So of course, I have to plug this in this video. It's just the most appropriate thing to do. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is at the MissKatie with an extra S after Miss. I'll leave it right here on the screen. Subscribe down below in case you haven't already, and let's get right into it. Okay, so just to preface, I post every other day on Instagram. I've recently started working with brands, and I'm honestly pretty serious about my Instagram. I'll put a picture right here of my feed. I try to keep it as color coordinated as possible. It's just really aesthetically pleasing to me. It's not like, oh, I have to have a perfect feed or the world's gonna end. I just like to have a feed that looks coordinated. It just is really appealing to me. I'm just gonna get right into it. I don't want to ramble on too much in the intro of this. So I'm gonna go through all these categories in order. I'll go through how I plan, how I take, how I edit, how I post, and then tips on how to grow your following. Starting off with how I plan. A lot of my Instagram photos are planned. I'll put a whole bunch of examples on the screen of some of the photos I've taken that are planned. And then there are those photos that are just on the spot. I'm in a cute outfit. It's spontaneous and I come across like a cute wall or something like that and I'm like, oh, we should get a photo. So I'll take a photo. And I also get questions from people asking how do you come up with the Instagram photos you take. And honestly, I love to follow other bloggers, influencers, and content creators. That is where I get a lot of my Instagram inspiration from. If I'm scrolling through my feed and I see something I really like and want to recreate, obviously I'm gonna give them the credit and be like, oh, this photo is inspired by such and so. And then the other place I get a lot of my inspiration from, aside from other creators, is Pinterest. Pinterest is huge. It's amazing. And there are so many things that you can find on Pinterest, from like recipes to photos to travel guides. Literally, it's endless with Pinterest. I have a Pinterest. Plug. If you want to go follow me, it'll be in the description. But seriously, I have so many photos that I saved to my Inspo board that are just full of photos that I want to take one day, whether it's something that I'm going to need like a drone for later in life, or it's something that I want to take tomorrow. And then another thing that revolves around the planning behind my Instagram photos is captions. A lot of times if I have inspiration for a photo, I'll literally just write the caption. I have this list in my notes. It's called caption/IG photo ideas. And I just have a whole bunch of captions that I've seen in places or I've come up with, and I just want to take photos of them, but I don't know what the photo is going to look like, but I know what the caption is going to say. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. But I have a photo I want to take at a beach with the caption, if there's a will, there's a wave. I saw that on someone's photo and I thought of doing a beach photo, but again, like I don't know what the photo at the beach would look like. Maybe I'm posing with friends, like whatever it may be, but I know I want to use that caption somehow. Another one I have is always take the scenic route if it's like a road trip thing. When life hands you pineapples, make pina coladas. And then I have a whole bunch that I've come up with for the summer vacation I'm going on, for photos I want to take there, because obviously I've never been, so I don't know exactly what it looks like, but I have these captions I want to use for some of the photos. So I hope that makes sense and it doesn't seem like I'm Instagram obsessed and I'm like, oh, I have to use this caption, my photos have to be perfect. I just genuinely love creating content and coming up with ideas for Instagram photos. Like, this is my dream to be able to do this full time one day. So that is pretty much how I plan my Instagram photos. The next thing that goes into Instagram photos is actually taking the photo itself. Most of my photos are taken by family or friends, so I will go through my feed right now. This is a week before I'm posting it, so there'll be new photos on my Instagram right now if you go and look at it, but I'm just gonna go through some of the photos I have and I'll tell you guys who took which ones. So starting off from this swimsuit photo that I took the other day. These two my mom took. This one my friend took, and that was kind of spontaneous. We were just hanging out and we were like, oh my gosh, we should have a photo shoot. So that was kind of planned, but it was also kind of spontaneous. So my friend Kaylin took that one. This one of me and my friend Caitlin on the swings at the beach. Allie, my twin sister, took. This one I took. The next one, again, my friend Kaylin took. That was the same photo shoot. Then Allie took this one. Allie took also the next one. I took this one. My brother took this one. My friend Grace took these photos. You get the gist. A lot of different people take my Instagram photos. I have a lot of awesome family and friends who love to help out with that. As for the equipment that I use when I'm taking a photo, if I'm taking it on my own, I'll use a tripod. I'll link all the equipment that I use down below in the description box. But whenever I'm taking Instagram photos, I normally use my big DSLR camera, which is a Canon EOS Rebel T6. I'm gonna pull up my vlog camera really quick so I can show you guys what it looks like on my ring light. So this right here is my Canon G7X. It's just the smaller camera that I use to vlog and take some of my photos with. But I'm gonna show you guys what my bigger camera looks like on here. So this right here is the camera that I use to film pretty much all of my sit down videos and take a lot of my Instagram photos. So this camera is a Canon Rebel T6. It has worked really well for me. The one downside to filming with this camera is that it does not have a flip out screen back here, but I'm pretty good at focusing it and I've gotten that down. But if you are looking to get a camera for like YouTube, I wouldn't recommend this. I'd recommend getting a T6i because that one has a flip out screen. It's just a little bit more expensive. And I got this for Christmas on sale when it was like 50% off. So I got a really good deal on this camera. And then this lens right here is the lens that I use to take a lot of my Instagram photos and to film a pretty good amount of my videos on. This is a Canon 50mm lens with a 1.8 STM, and that means that it just blurs out the background a lot more than a kit lens would, which is really helpful for videos and can be really helpful for Instagram photos because it really improves the quality. And then the other lens that I use for my camera is this baby. This is the kit lens that came with my camera. Normally I have a lens hood on it, but I lost that when I was in New York, so it's somewhere in the streets of Times Square waiting for its new owner. I have another one that's gonna come in the mail soon, but this is the Canon 18 to 55mm lens, and this has a decent zoom. It's not amazing, and I think one day I definitely will upgrade to a lens that has a better zoom, but this lens is pretty good. So those are the two lenses and the camera that I use. I'm gonna turn my ring light back on. Okay, now back to this camera. I love this camera so much, it's like my little baby. And it's such a great camera if you're just starting out with photography and YouTube. And it's not super expensive in comparison to bigger cameras. But as I said, I'll have all the equipment I use linked down below in the description box. So that's pretty much the equipment I use. Every so often I will use my phone to take Instagram photos. It just depends if I have my camera with me or not. So now to the part that you've probably all been waiting for, how I edit my Instagram photos. So I use the Lightroom app to edit my Instagram photos. I used to use VSCO and I would swear by that. I'd be like, oh, I'm never changing to Lightroom. But then one day I had an epiphany and I was like, wait, what if I want to sell my preset one day and I can't do it because I use the VSCO preset? So I was like, okay, I need to switch to Lightroom. So I spent like 4 hours one day creating a preset on Lightroom. Actually, it was more than 4 hours. I think I spent like 6 hours doing it. Maybe one day I'll sell them, but again, I use the Lightroom app. I'm gonna screen record really quickly so I can show you guys what I do. Thank you. My brother is the best. He brought me a smoothie. Okay, so let's pretend I'm editing this photo. I would go over here, click on presets, use my presets, and obviously you can tell it's a little tiny bit orange and bright. So what I'll do is I'll just go over to this light category down here, turn down the exposure a tiny bit, and I don't love how orange my skin looks. So I'm just going to go into color. And this is why I love Lightroom so much in comparison to VSCO. It is just so amazing. This feature is one of my favorites, and I think it's mind-blowing that this is even a thing and that you're able to do this. So if you want to do this on one of your photos, all you have to do is go to the color window and then click on mix, and it will show you like a rainbow of colors at the top. I'm just going to give an example of what you can do if you want to really dramatically change a color. So if we look over here at this blue color on my volleyball, I'm gonna click on the blue color or the color that is the closest match to that color that I'm trying to change, and I can literally change the entire hue of the color. How insane is that? And what's crazy is that it literally won't change anything else in the photo. So if I look at the volleyball and nothing else in the photo, it's literally just gonna change that volleyball. And if I go down here to luminance, it's literally going to make the volleyball look white, or I can make it look really dark. And I can do the same thing to anything else. So let's say I wanna go into the orange because I think my skin tone looks a little orange, and I think it does in this photo. I can click on the orange and I can change the saturation so that my skin tone looks like straight up gray, or I can make it look even more orange, and again, it doesn't change anything in the photo except for those hues and those colors. So I'm gonna go back to what the photo was originally like, and it was like this, and I'll just bring down the saturation a little bit and then up the luminance a tiny bit, and then boom. I have a photo that I really love, so I'll show the before and after. Here's the before of this photo, and then here's the after using my preset. I did have to adjust a little bit on that photo, but it honestly just depends on the photo and the lighting that you're working with. I used my preset on this photo, and I literally did not have to adjust anything. If I go back and reset the photo, boom, apply my preset, I think it looks really good just with the preset applied and nothing else changed. This photo, it was really a dramatic change between the before and after, just because it was a super bright, sunny day. Again, maybe one day I will sell my preset, just depends. If you guys want me to, like in the near future, let me know. I would definitely make it really inexpensive because I feel like presets can be really overpriced at times because it's just a preset. Like, yeah, I did spend a really long time making the preset, but I feel like it's just an Instagram photo, and I wouldn't be willing to pay like $60 for a preset of 5 when I'm only gonna use one of them, and it's not worth it. So Let me know if you guys would want me to sell the preset in the near future, and I'll definitely be open to doing that. So now on to the next part, posting. So this is the final part of creating an Instagram photo, is to just post it to all of your followers and your audience. So what I do every time I post is I will go into the Notes app, find my list that I have of hashtags that I like to use on my photos. So I'll get rid of like the last couple ones that have to do with that photo, and I'll insert ones that are relevant to that photo, because I'm not going to post a photo of me like eating ice cream and use the hashtag like fitness. I'm not going to do that. But if I'm posting a photo like of me running or some fitness inspiration post, then I'll caption it like fitness inspiration, whatever it may be. Normally I don't do fitness content, but just hypothetically, that's not something I would do. You want to try to make your hashtags as relevant to your photos as possible. That way they'll actually get clicked on and get traffic. So hashtags are really great. You do have to be careful with them though, because you don't want to get over spammy with your hashtags, and you can't use more than 30. So I'll go in, add in whatever 10 or how many ever slots are left for hashtags that are relevant to that photo, and then I'll select it all, click on copy, go back to post my photo, and then paste that in the caption. That way, wherever the caption is, it's not spammy and long. It's just my caption, and then the hashtags are in the comment section. You won't see those whenever people go to see the post on their feed. Again, I hope that makes sense. It's kind of weird terminology. It's all like feed Instagram lingo, but if you don't use Instagram, I hope that makes sense. So that's pretty much what I do whenever I post my Instagrams. Pretty easy, nothing crazy. The last thing I'm gonna go through is how to grow following. I thought I would have a lot to share on this subject, but when I really went back to think about it, I was like, wow, there really is no secret to just gaining an Instagram following overnight. There are those people that get lucky and it's like, boom, overnight, 1 million followers. But that's very rare and it doesn't happen very often. But if you want to grow your following, you're probably going to be annoyed that I'm saying this, because you probably came looking for like that one secret. And I know I go to other people's Instagram videos where they're talking about how to grow a following, and I'm like, oh, maybe this person will like have the secret to do it. But honestly, just being yourself, being consistent, and engaging with other accounts, and especially other accounts that are in your niche, in your category of content, is the best thing you can do. And if you being an influencer on Instagram is meant to be, then it will happen. You just have to be patient. That's something I've learned, is to not really care about the numbers, because it's just a number. I do get really excited about hitting big milestones, but you're gonna lose and gain followers all the time. Like, I just lost 22 followers the other day. I was like, oh, I lost 22 followers. And I was like, what are you thinking, Katie? Snap out of it. It's Instagram. Like, it's not the end of the world if I lose 22 followers. Why am I even worried about losing that? Because whenever we go to heaven, Instagram's not gonna be there. Instagram could just like crash tomorrow, and that's a huge slap in the face for me. Like, to not put my life and my value in Instagram and getting Instagram comments and getting likes or whatever. I try not to think at all about that Instagram comment number or the amount of likes I get or how many followers I have, because that doesn't matter. What matters is that you love creating content and that you can inspire other people. Obviously, it is really rewarding to see yourself hit those big milestones and numbers, but when it really comes down to it, Instagram, as I said, could disappear tomorrow, and we see the end of social media. So we just have to remember that Instagram is not a permanent thing. Instagram is not coming to heaven with us, although some of us may wish that it was. It's not, and that's just the way it is. I just wanted to put that out there, because on Instagram, a lot of people portray that they have this beautiful, perfect life, but I think that we're all a lot more similar than we think in real life. So many people compare themselves to others, and it's just sad. So remember that you're beautiful just the way you are. Social media does not define you. The amount of likes you get does not define you. And if you're struggling with growing an Instagram following and you're really trying to put your best content out there, I've been there. I am still struggling to grow a following, and I am trying my best every day to just be relatable and be fun and be an account that people come to, and when they see my photos they smile or they leave happier. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and thank you for always being so supportive of me. I hope that you all have an amazing, wonderful day. Remember that God loves you and Instagram does not define you. You are made beautiful just the way you are by the one true King. Subscribe down below if you haven't already and you want to see more videos from me on my channel, and I will see you all with a new video super soon. Bye guys. Mwah.